The Ironbacks just took down the Americans for the first time this season in shutout fashion. Now the battle for the Falls goes another game as the Americans look to rebound with some regulars back in the order. It's the Americans. It's the Ironbacks. It's PGCBL baseball right here on the Americans Baseball Network.
That the ace of the Giant pitching staff that season was Niagara Falls native Sal Magley. A league-low 2.71 earned run.
Goes now to the state history in
tickets 716-215-6161.
And where do you play?
We play right at Sal Magley, gorgeous stadium.
Come here, fence! That ball is way out of here!
Welcome back here on the Americans Baseball Network. It's at George Taylor Field. Americans game 2 of the doubleheader. Americans drop game 1, 8-0, looking for revenge here. And they will have a lot of the usual suspects in the starting lineup for this second game. We'll get you that starting lineup in just a moment. Apologies for the continued technical difficulties. It's a hot one out here. Overheating the computer slightly, but we should be all right to keep going for the time being. But your American starting lineup, Graham Moore back in the leadoff spot in center field, the 440 hitter coming into the day. Evan Core batting second, H bats third. Tommy Mathay, 161 hitter in right field. Nick Pass doing the catching, batting fifth. Carmen Panaro as the extra hitter this time around, bats sixth. Graydon Miller bats seventh, plays first. Chris Gazaldo, the third baseman, batting eighth. Alan Ramos, the shortstop, bats ninth. Connor Kiefer, second baseman, around things out. Kiefer taking over for Huang, and Aiden Klimzak will be the starting pitcher for the Americans. But these Americans will be facing Aiden Bray. Bray on the year is 1-0 with a 1.08 ERA and 10 strikeouts on the year. However, this is his first start. Everything else up to this point has been out of the pen. And we'll pause in just a moment. My apologies. No national anthem in this game. So we'll just start right out with some baseball in a few moments. Americans and Ironbacks getting set for game 2. There'll be Moore, Core, and Boyle, the usual top 3, to kick things off against Aiden Bray, the left-handed pitcher for these Ironbacks. Bray is the only left-hander among full-time pitchers on the Ironbacks. And this is a tough top 3 for him to face. Grant Moore, best hitters in the league. Gavin Boyle, after a game off DHing, has 2 home runs this week alone. So he has been excellent for these Americans. Boyle, 8 RBIs off those 2 home runs, among other extra base hits. Now has 5 extra. More first off. Has been locked into that leadoff spot for most of the year. Came in as the 3-hitter last game due to a Derek Gismondi injury that was intended to be a Grant Moore game off, but now back atop the order per usual. And Moore will kick things off for the Americans. We are underway, Taylor. It's a breaking ball outside for ball 1. My apologies for the video lag and blurriness. That is going to be a close shave to make it 2-0 to Moore. Moore with the count in his favor. We'll take a strike on the outside edge from Bray. Aiden Bray has been dominant out of this Ironbacks bullpen. One of their best all-around pitchers. Can he translate it into a doubleheader start in this game? The 2-1 pitch will be outside even further for ball 3 to Moore. And if Moore can get on again, you know how he is. A free base is usually a free 2 bases for Grant. Count in Moore's favor. It's going to be a high fly ball into left field. Briggs moving for it, and he will make the grab in foul territory. 1 down, Grant Moore with some nice contact, but flying out, and Evan Core will be up next. Evan Core up next. Core, bit of a cold spell for him since his early hit streak, but looking to bounce back. Strike 1 on him on the pike. Core, one of a handful of SUNY Niagara players on the Americans. Played at Sal Magdalene spring and summer as their home stadium. Core takes a breaking ball in there, edge of the plate for strike 2. Core in this 0-2 hole. Can he climb out, or will the struggles continue? 0-2 pitch will be outside for ball 1. Core looking to climb out of what was once an 0-2 hole here. Has the chance. Can foul some off, take some balls. An upstairs ball 2, and this count is even. Evan Core normally plays right field, but today over in left with Gavin Boyle out in the game, or rather DHing in this game due to some soreness. Full count on Core right here. Looking to turn an 0-2 count into a walk or possibly even a hit. Bray off pitch in this opposite-handed matchup. He delivers, and it's a ground ball picked up by Medora at short. Sent to Bishop. That'll be in time for out number 2. So Moore and Core retired consecutively. That's been a rarity most of the season. A little bit more common in recent days as the bats have cooled off just a bit. But now Gavin Boyle up next. The 3-hitter for these Americans DHing in today's game, and prior to this in left field. Boyle, 245 hitter, 771 OPS. Both his home runs coming in the last 5 days. Breaking ball, get in there on the outside edge for strike 1. Gavin Boyle looking to keep this hot streak going. Been one of the bright spots on a general old Americans team over these last few days. The 0-1 outside to even things up. Bray off to a nice start. 2 consecutive batters retired. Looking to send the Americans down 1-2-3 with the even count. 1-1. It's another foul ball. 1 strike away, Aiden Bray from ending this inning. I think the Ironbacks knew he'd be good in his first inning of work. Just how long he will be able to keep this up. And if the Americans will be able to hold things up on the pitching side with Aiden Klimzak making the start. Joe Chaya struggled in his start in game 1. It's going to be a line drive into right field. It drops in the gap for the base hit. Gavin Boyle is on base, breaks up the potential 1-2-3 that the Ironbacks were trying to complete. And now Boyle's on base for Tommy Mathay came into the day batting 161 with a 458 OPS. More of the same in game one of the Twin Bill. Here's Mathey with Boyle on base. We'll see if the Americans can redeem themselves with runners on in this game. It's a foul ball first by Mathey for strike one. Tommy Mathey, the right fielder for the second consecutive game. Started in center field last game, but moved over to right very quickly after Gismondi's injury. The 0-1 pitch with Boyle on first will go outside and low to even things up. So Aiden Bray already has one runner on, looking to avoid letting a second on for Nick Pass, the catcher. Definitely has his moments at the plate. It's a foul ball by Mathey, and it's 1-2. Aiden Bray with another 2-strike count, looking to finish the inning here and get the Ironbacks up to bat. And Nick Pass serving as the bat boy here as well as being in the on-deck circle. 1-2 pitch is going to be lined right into the glove. It was a nice shot by Mathey, but Bishop was there. Still scoreless after the Americans had their first hit of the game by Gavin Boyle. We'll send it to the bottom of the first and give you the Ironbacks lineup momentarily. Back for the bottom of the first inning, and we will give you the lineup for the Niagara Ironbacks in just a moment. Out here at George Taylor Field, but Devin Medor will be leading things off this time around, playing shortstop. Kakeru Tsukamoto, the second baseman, in the 2-hole. Alex Keene moving down to the 3 slot in right field. Marcus Butts, the cleanup hitter, doing the catching. Andrew Bitt, time around, batting 5th. Chase Hubble in center, bats 6th. Grayson Briggs, who came in left field last game, will stay there and bat 7th. Brock Granger, the DH this time, batting 8th. Bryce Bedrosian, the extra hitter, bats 9th. And then Caden Wilson to round things out, back at 3rd. They'll be facing Aiden Klimzak, who has a .338 ERA on the year. Also his first start of the 2025 season for these Americans as leading up to this point. Well, Medor up first to face him, and it's a breaking ball for strike 1 to start things off. Devin Medor came into the day with a .209 hitter with a .508 OPS. Strong game 1 for the Ironbacks, and he stays in the lineup. Chopper right back to Klimzak. The comebacker will be sent to first for out number 1. So Aiden Klimzak, a nice play to send one down on these Ironbacks in the Kakeru Tsukamoto up next with one down. Tsukamoto, a .125 hitter, .313 OPS on the year. Tsukamoto hails from Hosei University in Japan. The outside ball, 1 to Kekaru. A substitution at second base midway through the last game, and he'll stay there as will Andrew Bishop at first and Grayson Briggs in left. Klimczak sends that one down the pike and low, but gets in there to make it ones across the board. Aiden Klimczak, a strong start for Niagara Falls. Retired the first batter, looking for another consecutive out right here. The breaking ball will find the outside edge, count in Klimczak's favor. Aiden Klimczak from Carson Newman University, staying with his grandmother this summer here in the Niagara Falls area. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. Keep it 1-2. Klimczak has a cousin that played a 13U game at Sal Magley. He was able to watch for a little bit before heading right here to Canada for games between the Americans and Ironbacks, but it's a swing and miss. Never mind, he got a piece of it to stay alive here. Klimczak. The 1-2 is going to be a ground ball right to Gazaldo at third. The throw across the field will be in time for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Ironbacks. Alex Keene up next. Keene came into the game batting .316 with a .781 OPS. Strong game 1 as well to continue to help his numbers. Product of Moorhead State. Went for 13 homers and 38 RBIs at Moorhead, Division I school. Also over a 300 hitter. An outside ball start things off in this at bat. Americans will need to get some runners plated in this game out of scoring position, unlike game 1, but Aiden Klimczak with some nice pitching to help them out. A low ball 2. And Alex Keene looking to be the first base runner of the Ironbacks. Alex Keene's second at his school in home runs. Hasn't went deep here, but wood bat a lot different than the middle bat college appearances, but it's 3-0 to Alex Keene. Ironbacks looking to get a runner on. Count is at 3-0. Can Klimczak find the can? Much like Jack Kemp for the Ironbacks, Aiden Klimczak clutching up with a 3-0 count. Alex Keene has walked 12 times this season. Can he hold on for the walk here? It'll be a check swing, but it is ball 4 as Keene pulls it back. And indeed, Alex Keene will walk to get on base for the catcher, Marcus Butts. Butts came into this day a .311 hitter, 752 OPS. And DH the first game, but now switching with Brock Granger, who caught game 1. Butts will catch game 2. So 2 of them that will have to take the bulk of the catching duties for these Ironbacks, with Gatons away from the team this week. Pickoff attempt at first was unsuccessful. Now the first pitch from Klimczak in there on the outside corner for strike 1. Butts, one of the better hitters in this Ironbacks lineup. Just 1 of 2 batting over 300 in today's order. Another pickoff attempt at first, unsuccessful. Graydon Miller back in his spot at first base after taking the first game off. Filled in there in game 1. It's going to be a pop-up right back to Klimczak. Rather, it'll be Nick Pass to make the grab for out number 3. So the Ironbacks get a runner on, but go down without a hit. We'll send it to the top of the second after the break. Back for the second inning, as always, brought to you by Bully Hill Vineyards. A great place to grab lunch and taste over 40 different wines. Go to bullyhillvineyards.com for more. Bully Hill Vineyards, longtime partner of Can USA Sports and longtime partner of the Americans. Thank you so much for their continued help. And it'll be Aiden Bray to continue in this second inning. Bray sent the Americans packing, just faced 4 batters in that first inning. And to kick things off for the Americans, it'll be Nick Pass. Pass, the catcher in both of these games for the Americans. Active today for Niagara Falls, with Delanto away from the team for a little while. Other catchers have left for the summer. Andrew Bishop will be first up for the Ironbacks when they come back up to bat. So 4 batters each used by the Americans and Ironbacks in the first inning. Both teams trying to strike first here in this top of the second. Nick Pass will kick things off for Niagara Falls here. It'll be followed up by Logan Stickler and Graydon Miller, or rather Carmen Panaro and Graydon Miller in the inning. First pitch will go low for ball 1. Coach Cordero making the switch from Stickler to Panaro between game 1 and game 2 in this order. 2 balls on the count to Pass. So Panaro will serve as the extra hitter, just as Stickler was set to. 2-0 to Pass. Will get in there on the outside edge for strike 1. Count in Nick's favor. Looking for the American. Here's a 2-1. Just gets in there on the upper corner. Evens up the count. Nick Pass. In a back and forth battle with Aiden Bray to start off the second inning. 2's on the count. Inning number 2. And that's a high fly ball into shallow center field. Coming in is Chase Hubble. He will make the grab, but it's 1 down on these Americans, as Carmen Panaro will be up next. Panaro, bit of a slow game in game 1, but came into the day batting .286 with an .881 OPS. Product of Niagara University, played first base in game 1, now the extra hitter. First pitch will be up and away. That pitch just kept rising as it approached the plate. Bray, the 1-0, will be sent in to right field. It'll drop in the gap for the base hit and more. Panaro trying for second, and he will get there with ease. Stops on the stand-up double. But they're going to look at this as Panaro was close to missing first base. They'll give him the double nonetheless. He just barely touched it. That's the second hit of the day for the Americans. Carmen Panaro going extra bases for Graydon Miller. Miller, 361 hitter.
I noticed that too. Yeah, he missed first base.
Aiden. Set to face Miller after playing a little catch with Andrew Bishop at first. His runner Panaro is on second now after the double. That'll be a big cut and miss for strike one for Miller. Graydon, one of the strongest hitters in this Americans order, a second-year player, has been on the team since their existence began last season. Bray checks on Panaro. He's got a lead now. And it'll be a pop-up in foul territory. Goes out of play over the fence. Second strike on the count to Graydon. Aiden Bray going to get out of another inning unscathed, but the Americans have their first base runner in scoring position in game two. We'll see what they can do with him. Back. It's a breaking ball that will stay too high. It'll be ball one to Graydon. Just a little bit off target from Bray. Aiden Bray with the count in his favor. Another foul ball by Graydon. Graydon Miller always going to be a tough at bat. Was making for tough at bat coming to begin the season, and since then has really heated up. He's got an 8-game hit streak going for himself. 11-game on base streak. Looking to extend that. The 1-2 will be popped foul again. Goes out of play. Miller staying alive in this count. It's been 1-2 for a while now for Aiden Bray. He's just looking to end this at bat right here, whether it be through soft contact or the strikeout. We'll see. The pitch is going to be the breaking ball, curves inside to even up the count on Graydon. Miller so patient in this at bat, and Carmen Panaro eager for third base. Could get there on a steal or advance if Miller's able to get a knock here. Would be the third for the Americans. The 2-2 is going to be driven up the middle. Hubble is getting third is Panaro. He will get there before the throw comes close. 2 down and a runner on third for Chris Gazaldo, the third baseman. And the Americans already 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. See if Chris Gonzaldo can change Panaro on third. Gonzaldo needs a hit here to knock in Panaro, barring any wild pitches. It'd have to be very wild for Panaro to come home. And Aiden Bray has been locked in so far. The first pitch from him will go low for ball one. Bray giving out the double to Panaro. Other than that, been very clean baseball from Aiden. 1-0 pitch coming up. Gazaldo takes another one outside. Count well in his favor. Gazaldo walked last game. Looking to repeat that here. That'll be a close shave. Now it's 3-0. We'll see if Bray can recover from the 3-ball count the way Aiden Klimzak did in the bottom of the. Klimzak did end up walking that batter, but not before throwing a strike. A 3-0 pitch. Gets in there for strike one. Aiden Bray, not the guy you'd expect to give up a 4-pitch walk, and he will not right here. Gazaldo still the chance for ball 4. Or possibly even a base hit. But there's a green light. Swings and misses on a pitch that goes under him. Count is now full. Gazaldo had the 3-0 advantage, and now it's all filled up. Stakes could not be higher. Gazaldo struck out twice already in game 1. Payoff pitch will be popped up right back to the pitcher, Bray. It's in foul territory now, and the diving play by Aiden Bray. Out number 3 saves the run. Tied at 0, headed into the bottom of the second. The Americans stranding another runner on base. When will this stop? We'll send it to the bottom of the second after the break. 8 Klimczak back for more in this bottom of the second. And the Americans and Ironbacks are tied at 0 through an inning and a half. Klimczak, we're going to keep it clean in this bottom of the second inning. It'll be Andrew Bishop to kick things off for Niagara, Canada, followed by Chase Hubble and Grayson Briggs. Grayson Briggs, only one of those 3 that did not start the last game, ended up coming in as a defensive substitution for Nolan Phelan. Andrew Bishop, however, will lead things off in this inning. Klimczak looking to stay strong in his second inning of work. Looked sharper than either of the game 1 pitchers. Ball 1 on the breaking ball. 2 hits for the Americans so far today, but hasn't amounted to anything in the score column. Another outside ball from Klimczak. Bishop came into the day batting .234, but a big game 1. Now 3-0 on the count. Klimczak was able to get a strike on the last 3-0 count he had, but ended up walking the batter Keene. 3-0 pitch will go outside. It's a 4-pitch walk. Klimczak not looking as sharp in this second inning of work. Usually used to single inning appearances. Go in case Klimczak struggles. Borg was in consideration to start one of these 2 games, but starters were set. Early this morning, it was Chaya and Klimczak decided upon. Neither have pitched in a few days here. Klimczak's last appearance before this was against the Pioneers on last Sunday. It's another ball, 5th consecutive by Klimczak, though. Joe Chaya hadn't appeared since Tuesday against the Newark Pilots when he went 3 innings out of the pen. The 1-0 pitch, and now bunt shown. It'll be a dribbler right to Gazaldo. Sent to Miller for out number 1. Gasaldo coming in shallow to the infield to make that grab and send it to first. It's one down and the runner on second, so a successful sacrifice. But it's one down for the Ironbacks with a runner in scoring position. Grayson Briggs up next with the chance for the RBI to put the Ironbacks in the driver's seat for the second consecutive game. Ironbacks nearly beat the Tarpskunks last night, but ended up losing in a slugfest 16-12. The breaking ball will get in there for strike one. Klimzak refinding his command of the zone. Against Grayson Briggs with the runner on second. Andrew Bishop. It's fouled off. To put out. Klimzak needs the second out with a runner in scoring position. Strikeout would be huge here. The 0-2 as Klimzak checks back at second is in the dirt for ball one. Klimzak got to make sure he keeps his attention laser focused on Briggs. You retire the next two batters, it's very unlikely that Briggs will be able to make it home, even if he ends up taking third. The 1-2 pitch, Klimzak checking back again. Now two down for these Ironbacks. Bishop still on second for Brock Granger. Granger DHing the second game after catching the first.
Now batting the DH, number 20, Brock
Granger came into this day batting 233. Klimzak with the runner on second. It's a foul ball down the first base line. Grounder for strike one. Andrew Bishop, not necessarily the Ironbacks' speediest base runner, but was able to make it from first to second on the sac bunt. Has not been able to move from there, but a big lead now. The breaking ball, some nice framing by Paz, but the umpire will not bite. Count is even. Klimzak looking at Bishop, now delivers. It's another foul ball for strike two. Ironbacks only base runner have come on walks. Zach has walked two in the early going. But has been otherwise effective. 1-2 pitch with two down is going to be right back to Klimzak. Drops, but Klimzak will send it right back to first base for out number three. We'll head to the third inning, still scoreless from George Taylor Field. We'll be right back. Back for the top of the third here from George Taylor Field. This third inning is brought to you by Casella. by Salino Plumbing. By Blaze Brockway Contracting. And by Wright Beverages. And a pattern forming here in this game. So far in the first 4 half innings, Ironbacks each batting 4 batters per inning. Alan Ramos, the 9-hitter, will kick things off for the Americans here. It's upstairs for ball 1. Exactly 1 base runner in each half inning. 2 hits for the Americans, 2 walks for the Ironbacks. It's an early ball 1 now to Ramos. Be followed up by Connor Kiefer and Grant Moore. Ramos going to line that into right field. It'll be caught by Alex Keene for out number 1. Keene taking that right into his glove, and Connor Kiefer up next. Kiefer had an early error in the last game he played and struggled after that. But now looking to rebound in this game. 240 hitter, 601 OPS. Every game that he's kept it clean on defense in, he's had a hit. Pretty interesting pattern for Kiefer. And outside ball 1 to him here. Kiefer did make up for the error in the 8th inning against Batavia on the 4th of July with a Superman-style grab leaping into the outfield. Covering ground that Grant Moore could have covered. The 1-0 pitch will go inside, but find the corner for strike 1. It's ones across the board to Kiefer. Connor Kiefer looking to start his day off right. Made his debut back on June 7th right here at George Taylor. It's inside for ball 2. He did play in the PGCBL a summer ago for the Jamestown Tarpskunks, where he batted .207 with a .559 OPS. So definitely some improvement shown over that performance for these Americans. His split time at second with Ian Huang and at times Jack Satinoff. The 2-1 pitch is going to be a ground ball. Picked up by Medor, sent to first in time for out number 2. So Connor Kiefer retired his first time up. Grant Moore with the bases empty. Moore flied out in the first edition of this. Interestingly enough, the Americans starting 4 lefties and the Ironbacks a left-handed pitcher to face them. Moore, one of those lefties. It's a breaking ball outside for ball 1 on Moore. Would be a 1-2-3 inning if Bray can retire him. But Grant Moore is no easy at bat. A 25-game on-base streak. Gets in there on the outside corner for strike 1. Bray has liked that corner right over the edge of that righty batter's box. All day long been targeting that. Grant Moore just needs to get on base and instantly a threat to steal. 2-1 to him now. In this back and forth battle, Moore, he came close to walking in his first at bat, then flew out. Can he walk here? 2-1 pitch. Bunt shown and then pulled back on the outside, ball 3. Grant Moore, a nice thought. He's reached on bunt singles before, but pulls it back in time to take ball 3. Here's the pitch. It goes inside. And 4 pitches out of 5 were balls. Grant Moore going to take first base on the walk. And if the pattern continues, Evan Core will be retired here, but we'll see if Core can buck the trend and get things going for the Americans. Americans with their first walk of the day. After really hits, the single by Boyle, the double by Panaro. Came in different innings. Evan Core On the day, he's 0 for 1. Drops low for ball 1. Evan. There was a point when he was batting .538 to start the season, now down to .232 headed into this game. Break out of his slump and the pickoff attempt on first. And as I mentioned earlier, that's not the way to get Grant Moore out. Always going to slide back in safely. He is a master slider. And now he has a lead again. The 1-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. Grant Moore, only times being caught stealing have been in rundowns or after he already took off. Pickoff attempts, no use on him so far this season. Throwing it back to Devin Medor. And they were trying to catch Grant Moore in the pinch. But he'll take second. Grant Moore, his 29th steal. With the count even. Now Moore's in scoring position for Core. And outside ball 2 to Evan. Grant Moore taking a lead on second base. He's got a shot to make it to third on this at bat alone, but Evan Core going to need to get on base to extend this inning if Moore wants to score. 2-1 pitch is going to be a grounder down, rather down the first base line, goes foul anyways. 2s across the board to Evan Core. With the runner on second. And the Americans with 2 hits. 2's the magic number here for the Americans. We'll see if they can do something with it. Maybe a double by Evan Core right here with the 2's on the count. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a fly ball, shallow into left center field. Backing up is Devin Medor to make the grab. Another on base, and it's another 4-batter inning as we send it to the bottom of the third. Almost freaky how similar these innings have looked. We'll be right back. Bring you back for the bottom of the third inning, and fans, you know American season tickets are just $99. Come be part of the fun in the second half of this summer. Stop by the concession stands and pick up your season tickets today to be a part of this historic season in Niagara Falls. Get those at any Americans home game. The Americans will be back at home tomorrow night. They'll host the Pilots, 6:30 first pitch per usual. Pilots falling to the Americans 11-3 last time they faced off, but this team has struggled since then, especially from a hitting perspective. Was hoping to change that trend here But right now, ball one to Bryce Bedrosian. As Aiden Klimzak will look for the first 1-2-3 inning of the game. It's possible this trend will continue, though. 4 batters an inning. Bedrosian fouls one off to even up the count. Bedrosian will be followed up by Kanan Wilson, Devin Medor, and if the pattern continues, Kakaru Tsukamoto will be up in this inning, but we'll see if Klimzak can prevent that. Now 2-1. Klimzak. It'll be a liner right down the first base line, but Miller gonna stop it. Takes it himself for the ground out. It's 1 down. Caden Wilson up next. Got on last game, but mostly due to Joe Chaya's struggles on the year. Came into today batting .043 with a 163 OPS. Klim looking for his 8th out of the game. This is officially his longest outing of the season. No actual bullpen yet. They are trusting in Klim. It's going to be a low ball 1. To the batter, Wilson. Up for the first time in this game. Played game 1 at third base as well. It's going to be a high fly ball into center field. Grant Moore's coming after it. Ramos backs up to make the grab, though. Ramos and Gazaldo switch spots in this game. Ramos moving to short, Gazaldo over to third, and Alan Ramos with a nice grab, backing up from shortstop. Devin Medor up next. Medor up for the second time today. First time up was retired on the pop-out. Medor, it's a low strike 1, catches that edge of the zone. So count in Klimzak's favor early. The 0-1 will be low to even things up. Klimzak looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. It's going to be a high fly ball into left field. And coming in to make the grab is Evan Core for out. Still scoreless through 3 innings. We'll send it to break as we head to inning number 4 from George Taylor. Be right back. Top of the 4th inning here from George Taylor, and this 4th inning here on the Americans Baseball Network is brought to you by Elks Lodge of Niagara Falls. Hold on just a second as we get you the rest of those sponsors. There's also Bikers Against Child Abuse, the Stalka Agency, and Red Robin Gourmet Burgers and Brews. And the Americans have batted 4 batters every single inning thus far. Gavin Boyle up for the second time will be followed up by Tommy Mathay, Nick Past, and we'll see if Carmen Panaro can get up this inning. Aiden Klimzak recording the first 1-2-3 inning for either side this game in the bottom of the third. Boyle, it's a high fly ball into right center field. It's going to drop into the glove of Chase Hubble for out number 1. So Chase Hubble making the grab. It's 1 down on these Americans. Gavin Boyle is 1 for 2. Next, Mathay, 0 for 1 so far today. Was retired to end the first inning with Gavin Boyle on first base. Mathay. First pitch from Bray will get in there on the outside edge for strike 1. Aiden Bray in his second time through the order, and he has been sharp as a knife. Bray with the count in his favor. To Mathay, it's a outside corner, strike 2. Product of Panola, 1 of 2 in this order alongside Chris Gazaldo. Both of them played both games in this twin bill. 0-2 pitch. Gets in there. 3-pitch strikeout for Aiden Bray. Tommy Mathay sent packing Aiden Bray. Continuing the pitcher's duel for him. It is strikeout number 1 of this game. Aiden Klimzak has struck out 1 as well. That strikeout was against Grayson Briggs. Now Nick Past up to bat. Going to be a line drive into right center field. Coming in from center to make the grab is Chase Hubble. His hat comes off. Up with their own 1-2-3 inning. We'll send it to the bottom of the 4th inning. We've got an exciting pitcher's duel. Aiden versus Aiden. It continues when we're back after the break. Bottom of the 4th inning, and we remind you here on the Americans Baseball Network to follow all Americans social media. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. You can connect with the Americans this season like never before. Thanks in large part to our social media managers, Frankie Morris and Leah Frawn. But for now, Aiden Klimzak looking to keep this game scoreless here in the bottom of the 4th inning. He'll face Kakeru Tsukamoto, Alex Keene, and Marcus Butts. It's been an intense pitcher's duel. Each pitcher has only let a few runners on. Americans 2 hits and a walk. Ironbacks a pair of walks. This has been quite the duel between Aiden Klimzak and Aiden Bray. And the craziest part about this is both of these guys going from dominant relievers to first-time starting pitchers. And this transition could not have been going any smoother so far for these two. It'll be an opposite-handed matchup against Kakeru Tsukamoto for Klimzak. Tsukamoto 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch from Klimzak, and it'll get in there for strike 1 down the pike. Klimzak. We're going to retire Tsukamoto for the second time today. Kakaru came in at second midway through game 1. A big cut and miss now for strike 2. The only strikeout victim thus far for Aiden Klimzak is Grayson Briggs. Tsukamoto looking to avoid becoming the second. Brief timeout with the 0-2 count. Tsukamoto. Tsukamoto idolizes some of those Japanese MLB players such as Masataka Yoshida and Yusei Kikuchi. See if he can look like Yoshida right here with a nice single. Instead, it's in there on the outside corner for strike 3. 3-pitch strikeout. It's Aiden Klimzak's second of the game, as well as his 4th on the year. Alex Keene up next. Keene walked his first time up. One of 2 walkers for the Ironbacks alongside Andrew Bishop. That came in the second inning after Keene's first inning walk. 1 down here. Tsukamoto struck out on 3 pitches. And now a swing and miss by Keene for strike 1. Big cut. He chases the outside pitch. Klimzak can get Keene to chase a couple more times. Chance to do something excellent in this inning. Instead, it's a liner right into the glove of Connor Kiefer. Kiefer, a nice grab for out number 2. Marcus Butts. 0 for 1 today, retired to end the first inning. Back up for just the second time with 2 down. His day. And that'll drop low for ball 1. Klimzak has walked a couple so far, looking to avoid walk number 3 against the catcher. 1-0 pitch will drop in the dirt. Consecutive balls by Aiden. Aiden Klimzak, that is. See if Aiden Bray continues in the top of the 5th. Has thrown 60 pitches in 4 innings. Klimzak is at bottom of the inning. That's going to be a shallow fly ball into center. Grant Moore coming in, and the grab will be made instead by Kiefer for out number 3. Connor Kiefer says he has it and indeed makes a grab. He has some range out into the outfield, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Aiden Klimzak. We'll send it to the 5th after the break. New pitcher for the Ironbacks, it's Brad Alexander. Alexander on the year has a 15.75 ERA and 0-2 record, 15 strikeouts. Aiden Bray going to be done after 4 innings and 60 pitches. Carmen Panaro will kick things off for the Americans, followed by the combo of Graydon Miller and Chris Gazaldo, 2 big hitters. To follow up Panaro, who has done a mix of hitting and pitching for this American squad. Andrew Bishop will lead off another inning in the bottom of this. But the 5th inning here on the Americans Baseball Network, brought to you by Tropical Heating and Cooling. Call 870-0753 for expert service. Thank you to Tropical Heating and Cooling for all they do for the Americans. And it will be Carmen Panaro up for the second time. He's 1 for 1 with a double. Panaro.
Now batting. Extra hitter.
Panaro gonna fund. Count now even on Carmen. It'll be way upstairs to make it 2-1 on Carmen. Americans haven't scored a run since the top of the 9th against Batavia. In consecutive scoreless innings, looking to break that up. It's another high ball to Panaro. If there's anyone to do it against, it's Brad Alexander, who has struggled throughout the year for these Ironbacks. And it's a way upstairs ball forward to Panaro. He will walk on for the second time today. Graydon Miller bats next.
Now batting first baseman number 15, Graydon Miller.
Miller. 0 for 1 so far today. Looking to build on his 8-game hit streak with Panaro on first base. Miller gonna ground that foul on the chopper. So early strike on Graydon with the runner on. Alexander, quick look at Panaro. Now delivers on the breaking ball. It goes upstairs. Hangs up there to make it 1-1. Looks like was trying to get that to break back into the strike zone, but never does. Pickoff attempt on first. No use for Alexander. Count is even on Graydon Miller. Miller been the hottest hitter for these Americans of late. Going to keep it up against these Ironbacks. The 1-1 is going to be a line drive in foul territory. Makes it 1-2. Count now against his favor, but it drops low to even things back up. Alexander checking on Panaro again. Now the 2-2 pitch. It's going to be a grounder foul again. Graydon Miller has taken some hacks. Looking to make some contact in fair territory on this even count. With Panaro on first base and Gazaldo on deck. Americans a chance to get something going after knocking out the Ironbacks starting pitcher through 4 innings. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs and stays upstairs to fill things up on Graydon. Graydon Miller looking to capitalize on the runner on first with the count full. Payoff pitch. He swings and misses. Carmen Panaro headed into second, and he'll be out as well. My goodness, 2 outs for the Ironbacks just like that. And now Chris Gazaldo with the bases empty.
Now batting third baseman number 42.
Graydon Miller, a costly strikeout. And these Americans' struggles on offense have continued. in this 5th inning. Gazaldo up next. Americans just 2 hits, 2 walks on the day. It's an upstairs ball 1 to Chris. Alexander been a bit all over the place with his strike zone, but a nice strikeout. It's 1-1. Rather, there's command to the strike zone, but it's 1-1 here in the dirt for ball 2. So yeah, Alexander striking out 1, but a lot of high balls. Walked Panara before that. Be interesting to see what Gazaldo does here. For the most part, been all strikeouts and walks for Chris today. Finally made contact in fair territory to start this game, but he's 0 for 1. 3-1 count on Chris. Can he walk and be the 3rd American to do so? Instead, a swing and miss. Gazaldo, the green light on the 3-1 to fill things up. Brad Alexander looking for his 2nd consecutive strikeout. It'll be a grounder up the middle, and it gets past Brad Alexander. The throw, though, will be in time. A nice throw from the Ironbacks infield, and only 3 batters up for the Americans in that 5th to face Alexander. The Americans still have yet to put up a run since yesterday in 2 games of action. They'll have Alan Ramos up next when they're back up, but first, the bottom of the 5th, Andrew Bishop will lead off another inning for these Ironbacks when we're back. Back for Aiden Klimczak, still pitching. And compared to Aiden Bray's 60 pitches in 4 innings, Klimczak has tossed 46 in 4 innings. Great pace here. Chance to finish this game, only 7 innings. I mean, he did just recently come back from an injury, but if he can manage to throw around 70, 80 pitches, could be in store for a complete game. Especially if he keeps pitching like this. Ironbacks without a run. It's just unfortunate that the Americans have left a few runners on base and continued their scoreless streak. Americans 0 for 5 with runners on, 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position on the game here. Have not had any hit all day long with runners on. It's a foul ball that drops right below the press box. Big for strike 1. Nick Pass was looking back at it, but Andrew Bishop sends it out of play and right near us. I was worried for my camera for a second there. Outside to even things up. Klimczak. It'll be another one low to put the count in the favor of the batter, Bishop. Klimczak, the 2-1 pitch is going to be grounded to Kiefer at second. The throw is in time for out number 1. Aiden Klimczak 13 batters retired. That's the most he's had in any game as an American. It'll be Chase Hupp, 204 hitter, 552 OPS. First pitch will go inside and nearly whack the batter, Hubble. Ball one. Chase Hubble has also made some pitching appearances for this team, but has been the center fielder in both games today. Swing and miss for strike one. One's across the... Aiden Klimczak has pitched this gem with just 2 strikeouts, looking for his third here. It's going to be a grounder foul for strike 2. Hubble. His first proper at bat right here. He'll drop in the dirt for another ball. Count is even. And Hubble, his first time up. The sack bunt. Swing and a miss. And Chase Hubble strikes out. He's the third victim of Aiden Klimczak today, the 5th of the season. So Aiden Klimczak has more than doubled his season strikeout total in this outing alone. Helps that this is the most innings he's pitched all season. But Grayson Briggs up next. Product of Hocking Community College. Klimczak looking for another 1-2-3. It's a high fly ball into right field. Mathay chasing after it, as is Connor Kiefer. He'll make the grab for out number 3. Connor Kiefer's defense has been excellent ever since that error on the 4th of July. He at second base. We'll be right back at the top of the 6th inning after the break. Back for the 6th inning. We've got a call to the bullpen for the Ironbacks. Third pitcher of the game, it'll be Eli Thompson. 0-1 record, 9 ERA, and 11 strikeouts on the year. And he'll face Alan Ramos, as well as Connor Kiefer and Grant Moore. Moore going to be up for the 3rd time in this inning. The 6th inning here on the Americans Baseball Network is brought to you by Wegmans, by Coca-Cola, Sammy's Pizza, and McDonald's. Every Americans home game that they score 3 runs, fans can get a free McCafe Frappe. The unfortunate thing for Americans fans is the Americans have only had 1 3-run game since Tuesday, and that was on the road in Batavia when they lost 9-3. Over the 3-game series against the Muck Dogs, scored just 7 total runs and have yet to score against the Ironbacks today. It has been 12 scoreless innings in a row for these Americans after they scored 1 in the top of the 9th against the Muck Dogs. Inkling of a comeback in that one, but Alan Ramos up for the 2nd time today. He's 0 for 1. Only Americans with hits are Gavin Boyle and Carmen Panaro. Panaro has also walked today. Ramos getting ready to face Eli Thompson, the new pitcher. First pitch from Eli will go outside as Ramos pulls back a bunt. It's ball one. Alan Ramos, another guy. Potential he could beat out a bunt single. The 1-0 pitch is going to be a chopper to the shortstop Medor. Ramos still running, and he will make it in time. Foreshadowing right there, an infield hit for Alan Ramos. Alan Ramos, a speedster down the base paths. Looked like a routine ground out, but he makes it to first. So the runner on for Connor Kiefer. Would be a big time for him to get another hit. His good defense usually leading to good offense in games. Just made a nice catch to end the 5th inning. And on the bases for Grant. He's looking to expand his 26 game on base streak. He did expand it with the walk, but strike one to Kiefer to even up the count. Moore played in both games today, started this one, also came in as a substitution in the first game. Kiefer playing his only game of the day right here. That drops in the dirt, and Alan Ramos takes off on the wild pitch. So runner in scoring position for the Americans. Alan Ramos, boy, can he run. Beat out the grounder from Medor for the infield single, and now takes second. And there we go. He has a lead towards third. Connor Kiefer, also pretty fast, looking to get on. And he will foul that off. Nearly went off him, but gets his bat in the way to even up the count. Kiefer on the day 0 for 1. Runner on second. Nobody out. Eli Thompson looking for strikeout number 12 of the season. Some great swing and miss stuff despite a high ERA. Thompson checks on Ramos, now delivers. Kiefer, a line shot into left field. Almost hits the light in foul territory. Kiefer stays alive. He can hit another one like that in fair territory. There's a chance that would go out of here. It's 320 to left field. 385 to center. And also 320 to right here at George Taylor. Kiefer is going to get whacked on the shoulder, and it's runners on first and second. 2 ducks on the pond for Grant Moore. Tough situation for Thompson to be in. Grant Moore 0 for 1 with a walk, but leads the entire American squad in batting average. Up there on the league leaderboards in a lot of numbers. Kiefer on first, Ramos on second, and both of them can run, so chance for a double steal with another speedster up to bat. Still nobody out, and the Americans are threatening. It's going to be a bunt right into the glove of Andrew Bishop. I don't understand what Grant Moore was doing there, but it's one down. Evan Core will be up next. I mean, Grant Moore can certainly run, but why not try to use his bat with the runners on first and second? Americans looking to advance these runners. They are still hitless. Evan Core looking to get on for the first time today. Takes a breaking ball upstairs for ball one. Core 0 for 2. And Moore, a tough one right there. Core going to foul that off down the first base line to pick it ones across the board for the Ironbacks. Force plays available at first and second. But Evan Core looking to advance these runners and get the Americans on the scoreboard. They would strike first in this game. It's still scoreless through 5 innings plus more. That's a line shot into left field. It drops in the gap for the base hit. Everyone holding up That is the first Americans hit with runners on the entire day. Unbelievable, but Evan Core with a nice knock. And we'll see what Gavin Boyle can do with the bases loaded. I mean, 2 home runs. This would be an excellent time for number 3 with the bases juiced. Boyle saving his energy. He's the DH today as opposed to playing in left. Meeting on the mound with Eli Thompson. So yeah, we have a new pitcher here for the Ironbacks. Richard Griffin, the Ironbacks manager, speaking with his pitcher. The 3rd pitcher of the day for Niagara, Canada. They will disperse. Thompson stays on the bump to face Gavin Boyle, the left-hander. Opposite-handed matchup. This will not be easy. Boyle, 1 for 2, has already singled today. Can he get the Americans on the board? Extra bases would likely clear the bases. With some fast runners on the base paths. Core, Kiefer, and Ramos. All with some nice speed. It's a foul ball for strike 1, though. Has to avoid wild pitches here. A wild pitch could get the Americans on the board regardless with how fast these guys are. Ramos, the fastest of them on third base. That's a grounder right to first base, and they're trying for the double play. But runner safe at first. Bases. Are still juiced. And it's 2 down. But now Tommy Mathey a chance to drive in some runners. The Americans finally got their knock with runners on, but now need to score the runners in scoring. Ramos out at the plate, but strike 1 to Mathey here. Tommy Mathey has struggled all day here. Can he have his first hit of the entire day with the bases juiced? It's an outside and upstairs, ball 1. And Eli Thompson has nowhere to put Tommy Mathey, so even if it's not a hit, run can score for these Americans right here. Mathey just has to get on base, however it may be. Show some patience right here. It's a high fly ball into left field, foul territory. It'll drop out of reach. Eli Thompson, 1 strike away from stranding the bases loaded. The Americans have loaded the base multiple times today to no avail. Have not scored since yesterday in 2 games of action. Americans have 4 hits. The 1-2, Mathey gonna line that right into the glove of Tsukamoto. And unfortunately for the Americans, they strand the bases loaded again. So many runners left on base today. They've got to be frustrated. We'll send it to the bottom of the 6th, though, as Aiden Klimzak looks to keep up his excellent pitching. We'll be right back. Back for the bottom of the 6th and 8, and Klimzak back for a 6th inning of work. Klimzak has thrown just 56 pitches in 5 innings. Giving up a couple of walks, but other than that, a very clean outing for Klim. And in this bottom of the 6th, we remind you that the Americans are a great place to bring your group together. Whether it's a school, church, business, or youth sports organization, the Americans are able to offer great options or even picnics for your organization or business. Reserve your group online at www.niagarafallsamericans.com. And fans, if you or someone you know have a birthday coming up, why not spend it with the Americans? Packages include 10 tickets, 2 large Sammy's pizzas, 10 drinks, customized Wegmans cake, autographed Americans baseballs, and special recognition at the game at just $175. Sign up online at www.niagarafallsamericans.com. And I want to wish a happy belated birthday to my sister Marie. Just turned 20 today. Can't wait to see you back in Massachusetts. But Brock Granger going to kick things off for the Ironbacks in this bottom of the 6th to face Aiden Klimzak. Has pitched 3 consecutive 1-2-3 innings for these Americans. And Granger will be followed up by Bryce Bedrosian and Caden Wilson, the bottom of the Ironbacks order. It'll be a foul tip for strike 1. Fouled it off himself. Nick Pass a little shaken up after the foul ball. Hope he's all right. Umpire speaking with Aiden Klimzak with 1 strike on the count. Klimzak with the 0-1 count. It's outside, but it finds the zone, the outside edge for strike 2. 0-2 to Brock Granger. Klimzak looking for strikeout number 4. Carson Newman product delivers on the 0-2. This one outside and low for the first ball on the count. Klimzak, his best outing all year. He's already more than doubled his strikeout total. Can times it by 3 right here, but instead it's an outside ball 2. Count is now even after a couple of outside pitches by Klim. Outside to fill up the count. High stakes here for Klimzak. Looking for his 10th consecutive batter retired over these last 3 or so innings. To be precise, actually it would be 13 in a row, and it's a big cut and miss for strike 3. What a pitch by Klimzak. 13th consecutive batter retired. Gave up the leadoff walk to Andrew Bishop in the 2nd inning. Since then, perfection. Now it's Bryce Bedrosian. Foul ball on the grounder down the first base line. It's 0-1. Klimzak has the count in his favor again here with 1 down. Bounces in the dirt to even things up. 1's across the board again for Klimzak. Kind of to that point in a lot of innings, weirdly enough. No Ironback wears number 1. But there is an American in the number 1 jersey, Connor Kiefer at second. It's going to be a pop-up. In foul territory, it will be caught. Oh, never mind. It's dropped by Chris Gazaldo, but still strike two for Klimzak. Gazaldo blinded by the sun and drops the foul ball. Could have had out number two right there. Klimzak. Chance to retire the 14th consecutive batter regardless. Klimzak. The 1-2 pitch drops in the dirt. Count is now even. Klimzak throwing more pitches this inning than he has been the last few. Pitch count now up to 66 with one down in the sixth inning. So close to finishing this game. It's another pop-up. This one deeper. Ramos backing up. He will make the grab. 14 straight. And it's Caden Wilson up next. Wilson 0 for 1 on the day. Just his second time up against a dominating Klimzak. First pitch will drop low for ball one. Caden Wilson, product of Jamestown Community College over in the U.S. It's a high chopper, goes foul for strike one. Aiden Klimzak takes it back. Aiden with the even count on Caden Wilson. 1-1 pitch. The breaking ball drops low for ball two. Was looking for that bottom edge of the strike zone, but goes a little off target. Klimzak down in the count for the first time in a while. 2-1 pitch will be lined into right field. Coors backing up. He'll make the grab, or rather, Mathey makes the grab for out number three. Another 1-2-3 inning. And we'll send it to the top of the seventh after the break. We welcome you back for the top of the seventh inning on the Americans Baseball Network. Aiden Klimzak has been excellent, but the Americans got to get him some run support. And it'll be Nick Pass, Carmen Pinaro, and Graydon Miller with the chance too. This seventh inning here on the Americans Baseball Network is brought to you by Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino, the official casino of the Americans. More winning, more comfort, more entertainment. Visit SenecaNiagaraCasino.com for more. So there's been a quicker game, just about an hour 40 so far here. Nick passed will take one for the ball. Fouls it off to even things up. Eli Thompson to continue pitching in this 7th. Let a few base runners on in the 6th inning, but with the bases loaded, the Americans were retired, and Nick Pass gets whacked. He'll take first. He has taken a beating today, and now Carmen Panaro will follow him up. Carmen Panaro has walked and doubled on the day. The lefty to face the right-hander Thompson with the runner on first. It's a high fly ball into center field. Going back, and it is going to be caught by Chase Hubble at the warning track. Nick Pass has enough to head into second there. A deep, deep fly ball. A little more on that could have been out of here and given the Americans the lead, but it was a productive one. Nick Pass gets into scoring position for Graydon Miller, who's looking to expand his hit streak. This is a big chance for Graydon. Could have RBI 17 on the year if he knocks in past. The Americans need this. It's been scoreless the entire game. The Americans have not scored a run since the 9th inning against Batavia. 13 consecutive scoreless innings. Nick Pass has a lead on second base. And can't afford to be picked off here. And that's going to be another fly ball into center field, and this one Pass is going to hold up on. Chase Hubble been busy this inning. Chris Gazaldo up next with Pass on second. Can the Americans finally drive in a run? Gazaldo is 0 for 2. Has played in both games, has not recorded a single hit. Gazaldo, a big hitter, a single here, if deep enough, could knock in Nick Pass and give the Americans the lead. Pass has a lead at second again. It's in there for strike one down the pike on Gazaldo, who does not bite. Thinks about a swing, but pulls it back. Big gap in right center field. If Gazaldo can pull this into opposite fields, it'd be big for him. It's low for ball one. Nick Pass thought about third, but he'll hold on to second. 2 down, he just cannot afford to lose that runner. Still scoreless in the top of the 7th. And that'll be a close shave for ball 2. Gazaldo nearly hit. Would have put 2 ducks on the pond for Ramos. Ramos is 1 for 2 today, 1 of 4 Americans with a hit. For Boyle and Panaro. Gazaldo sends that past the shortstop Mador. It goes into the outfield. And a run is coming around to score. Gazaldo into second. The Americans strike first. Took them a while, but they score in this 7th inning. They lead 1-0. We'll wait for the call, hit or error for Gazaldo here, but nonetheless, it did the job. Nick Pass coming over. It's 1-0. And if Aiden Klimzak can have a clean bottom of the 7th, this game could be over. Will go down as a single and error for Chris Gazaldo. So first error of the day for the Ironbacks, but also the 5th hit of the day for the Americans. Sharing the wealth. And now it's Ramos with the runner still on second. It's Gazaldo who took the spot of the runner Pass who just scored. Gazaldo will not get credit for the RBI due to the error. It's inside to make it 1-1 on the count. Alan Ramos, 5 RBIs on the year, an RBI chance here. The Americans could use the insurance. That's a sharp liner foul down the first base line. Ramos down in the count. Eli Thompson 1 strike away from stopping the damage here. But the Americans have finally broken their scoreless streak that spanned 13 innings over most of the course of this doubleheader. Took 5 hours of baseball, but they have finally gotten on the board. Ramos, an inside pitch to make it 2s across the board. Ramos 1 for. And Gazaldo joining the hit party. Ramos has one of them. Gazaldo just got his, but advancing to second on the error. 2-2 pitch. Goes outside, fills things up. This is a big moment for Eli Thompson. You walk Ramos. It's 2 ducks on the pond for Connor Kiefer. This inning could start to spin out of control. Thompson already an ERA of 9. And a swing and a miss by Ramos instead. That ends the inning, but the Americans are on the board. 1-0 lead. We will send it to the bottom of the 7th. Aiden Klimzak could come back out here. Word after the break. Bottom of the 7th inning. This is a big moment for the Americans. Just scored a run, and now Aiden Klimzak coming back out with the chance to finish this game and give the Americans a shutout victory in Game 2 with the Twin Bill. Got shut out in Game 1. Ironbacks. All that damage done in just 2 innings. 6 runs of them in the bottom of the 2nd. Another 2. The Ironbacks set to go through the 3rd time of their order. Devin Medor, Kakaru Tsukamoto, and Alex Keene will kick things off for the Ironbacks. 8 straight. Looking to keep that going all the way to the end of this game. Actually, 15 straight maps. Devin Medor. We're going to avoid being that 16th in a row. But Aiden Klimzak, the chance for the complete game shutout. As we enter this bottom of the 7th inning. It's a chopper foul for strike 1 on Medor. Klimzak entered this inning with 70 pitches thrown. So that was for 71. Gonna have to keep the pitch count down if he wants to finish this game. Recently came back from injury. The 0-1 pitch will go over the head of the batter Medor. Count is even. Klimzak. Count is now even to Medor. It's going to be a line shot into left field, and the no-hitter is gone. Aiden Klimzak had a no innings. The Ironbacks finally strike in this 7th. Devin Medor breaks up the no-no, but now they have to score the run if they want to keep this game alive. Carter Shin gonna pinch hit now for Kakeru Tsukamoto. Ironbacks need to score here. See if the Americans got something going in the pen or here with Klimzak. Hudson Boring is walking towards the bullpen. Has a couple of saves on the season. Chance for another. He's been a mix of a starter and reliever for this Americans team, but very comfortable in the late inning role. Shane Prey setting up to serve as the bullpen catcher. Pickoff attempt on first, unsuccessful. It appears there might be somebody different warming up for the Americans. Grounder foul for strike two. Right, that's strike one, my apology. Here's it's John Ondis warming up for the Americans. Pickoff attempt close at first from Klimzak. Pitch from Klimzak is going to be a pop-up on the first base line. Foul side. Miller makes the grab backhanded. One down on these Ironbacks. The runner holds at first base.
Now batting, right fielder number 25, Alex Keane.
And now Alex Keane up to bat with the runner on and one down to face Klimzak. No hitter is gone, but a chance for a complete game shutout if he can keep this strong right here. Double play is available. That would end the game. First pitch will be lined into center field. Moore chasing it down. He'll make the grab for out number two. And Devin Medor has been stranded at first base after breaking up the no-hitter. Klimzak, aside from that single hit, has retired 17 of the last 18 batters. Marcus Butts, the catcher, up next as the Americans look to split the doubleheader against these Ironbacks. Klimzak is 1 out away from a complete game shutout. And that is going to drop in the dirt and get away from Nick Pass. Medor trotting into second base. He's now in scoring position with 2 down. Makes things a little tougher on Klimzak. Now going to have to keep his attention divided between Medor on second and the batter Butts. But an out here and this game is over. So I'd suggest blocking out the base runner here if I was Aiden Klimzak. 1-0. Gets in there down the pike for strike one. Klimzak bringing the heat, trying to finish this game right here. 78 pitches in this 7th inning. Americans lead by 1. This is how they've been able to win some games of late, by excellent pitching. Beat the Muck Dogs 2-1 on Thursday. It's a pop-up foul for strike 2 here, and Aiden Klimzak is 1 strike away. Nolan Jackson pitched a gem against the Muck Dogs on Thursday. Can Aiden Klimzak do the same here and allow the Americans to split this doubleheader and go up to 18-11? Here's the 1-2 pitch after the check on second base. It's a line drive into center field. And Moore is there. He will make the grab to end the game. The Americans win 1-0 and split the doubleheader with the Ironbacks. Aiden Klimzak, 7 innings, no earned runs, just 1 hit and 2 walks. He was unbelievable. And the Americans holding on despite a cold batting order and winning this game 1-0. The Americans will be back at home tomorrow night to take on the Newark Pilots. First pitch in that game. My apologies for all the technical difficulties today, as well as the lack of a broadcast yesterday. It's been a very hot weekend and has been messing with our equipment. But Americans and Pilots on July 7th, that's tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Come to the Sal or tune in to the broadcast to catch that one. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This has been Andrew Roberts, your play-by-play broadcaster.